today is a story time. I feel like you guys have a million questions and I've been super silent. So today I'm hoping I can answer all your questions. It's going to be a very chit-chatty video, so I've got my tea here and I have a very long list of things to cover. From the title of the video, you guys already know that I am going to basically walk you through and explain what the last 15 months has really been like for me and why I'm rebranding and all the things. So grab yourself a drink or a snack and let's get into it. The first question I think a lot of you guys have asked me already or maybe wondering is, why are you rebranding? If things are so good and you're building this brand already, why would you possibly just up and change it? And the real reason is I tried to apply for the trademark and I had done quite a bit of research on my own and thought I was in the clear. When you do a trademark, it could be anywhere between 8 to 10 months. It's even longer at this point to hear back. And so 8 months after I applied for the trademark, I was told I was denied because there was a Italian women's clothing brand, Fiorella Rubino, which I'd never heard of before, but doesn't matter. They had the trademark for soap and perfumes. So they denied me the trademark for Fiorella Soapery because of the Fiorellas being the same first name, even though there was a different total name. It really just depended upon what the first word was. So I was absolutely devastated and I thought, well, this can't be, because this is what I want. Like every millennial, like I want what I want. And I got in touch with a trademark lawyer and she's fabulous, but she did tell me that basically I was out of luck and I needed to come up with a new name. So after about a couple weeks of being very upset because I had built this brand for the last 5 years from scratch. You guys know how that feels. People start to know you, people start to know the brand, they Google it, they type it in, all of that hard work. I felt like I was starting over again. I thought that this was going to be awful and terrible and I really resisted it for a very long time. But once I got over the drama of it all, I took it as an opportunity to really build something awesome. And that is what I've been working on behind the scenes. I have rebranded to So Let, and with that, it wasn't just a name change. That's what it could have been. It could have been very easy, but I said, you know what? I am going to build a brand that I'm really excited about, really proud of. And not that I wasn't proud of Fiorella, but most of you guys know, like when you start a hobby, you don't start it to be this huge business. So when I started Fiorella, it was a hobby. I was selling to friends and family and it just became what it is now. And that's amazing, but I didn't really have core values. I didn't have a mission. I felt like I was giving to charity here and there, but I didn't have a strategy. I didn't have a message for my customers. I didn't have all those things that a really strong brand did. And I want those things. I really want to build something that people love. Not that they don't love Fiorella, but it was just sort of in this handmade DIY space. And I felt like this is what I quit my corporate job to build something friggin' awesome. So I figured that's what I was gonna do with So Let, and that's sort of not easy to do, and I'm still learning a lot of stuff, and there's still gonna be changes and things like that, but I'm just overall so excited about having a brand that I'm like even more excited about than Fiorella. If you are thinking of trademarking your business, I just wanna put this caveat in. Please hire a lawyer. Even if you think that you can do the research yourself. I am a very smart woman. I did as much as I could. There are so many little idiosyncrasies that it is just worth it. It is a little expensive. I want to say just to apply for the trademark, it's like $500, but then for the lawyer and all of that, I want to say it was like $1,200 for me to do. But peace of mind to have someone who knows what they're doing, a lawyer to submit it, do the back and forth with the office. It's worth it if you're going to trademark. So I will leave that part. Okay, so then the next order of business, once I figured I was going to rebrand, is I really wanted to do something more eco-friendly. That's a personal goal and passion of mine, to be more eco-friendly. I am a vegan, I am plant-based, I am very much about leaving as little mark and footprint on this earth as possible, and trying to just give back to Mother Nature as much as possible and protect the living beings here. So that was something I absolutely knew was going to be like the core of my business, but I couldn't just keep selling stuff in plastic jars. But I also couldn't go to glass for a lot of my shower products. So for months, I worked with so many different manufacturers to try and source things post-consumer recycled, and I finally landed on my supplier for ocean plastics, and I am so excited. But guys, it is a process. The first email exchange I had with them was back in September. It is now the end of July, and I won't be getting my products until the first week of September now. So a full 12 months full circle. These things take a lot of time, and I kind of had that idea in my head being a buyer, but from sourcing overseas, especially with everything COVID related, it's kind of over, but everyone likes to throw that in there every once in a while as an excuse, to shipping schedules, just things being pushed out, quality checks. The amount of quality checks I've gone through, which is important, right? You want to make sure that you're getting the right product at the end of the day, but those take a lot of time, and you're dealing with, mine's coming from Taiwan, so you're dealing with different time zones, things like that. So I've learned a plethora of things during this process, but my original launch date was supposed to be in May, and it is now September. So I have had to really deal with some lows this year, and that's probably why I haven't been on social media or YouTube all that much, is because I like to show up as the bubbly, happy Caitlin. I know I'm really transparent with you guys, but there were days that I literally didn't get myself up off the couch because I just felt like it was so hard. It was so hard. But those days are hopefully behind us, and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I have more fun things to share with you guys the next couple of weeks. So I think we're in the clear. Things will always happen, I know that, but this was significant, and I'll get a little bit later into like what I've been doing to fill my time and all of that. But anyway, sourcing the jars has been a huge learning experience. My battery died because I just ramble on. Okay, here we go. So then, once I figured out all of my jars, it was on to manufacturing, which again, I had a little bit of this knowledge as a background as a buyer, but not the technical stuff the way I now know. And that again is a process. So how do you go about finding a manufacturer? I'm sure it's going through your brain right now, and it is literally cold calling. It is Googling and calling people and talking to people, using your network if you have one. It is amazing the amount of manufacturers that are out there. I know it's a little bit scary because you don't know their quality. Are they good? You just have to start somewhere. They're used to getting people to pitch to them, asking about manufacturing for them. And the process basically is you obviously meet with them. I did a lot of video calls with people, and a lot of them, I was not the right fit simply because of my size. So there are a lot of manufacturers out there, but the big ones that you may first find on Google, their minimums are 10,000 units or even more. And that's 10,000 units per SKU. So not 10,000 units of whipped soap, it's 10,000 units of grapefruit and amber blossom whipped soap. And so that starts to get crazy when you are scaling from making it yourself to manufacturing. So I know you guys probably would just love for me to hand over my manufacturer. I'm not going to do that, and I'm not doing that to gatekeep, but a full year of research has gone into it, and they're the right fit for me. They're the right fit for my product, my personality. I really love them. There are a lot of other factors, so it is not as simple as just here's my recommendation and go follow it. you really have to do the work yourself. And if you're getting into manufacturing, I really suggest that you do that work yourself and not just take someone's word for it. You're going to be better off in the long run. You're going to have better relationships. Your business will be better when you do that actual work. But that's how I got it, just so you know. Google is your best stinking friend, and the same thing for sourcing. Google your butt off and eventually you're gonna find the answers that you want. So I know I told you guys that I love to show up as the bubbly, happy Caitlin, that there are days that I've been crying on the couch, which is absolutely true. So it has been incredibly hard because I thought my new product would be here around May, June, and it's now September. But originally, because of that, I sort of stopped selling Fiorella in March. I stopped producing goods in Jan-Feb. I reached out to my wholesale customers and I said, hey guys, this is what's going on. Everyone knew. And if you want to place your order, I'm thinking it'll be June time period. I gave myself time thinking it was enough time, and it wasn't. I told my wholesalers all of that. They placed their final orders. I got them all set. So I had little trickles of stuff throughout March. But as things got pushed out, I got incredibly down because I was making $0. And I could have produced more during that time, but the problem was it wasn't like it went from May, June all the way to September. It went from May, June to middle of June, then to week 1, July. And then a month later, it was end of July. So it was never this like very clean cut, easy, like, oh, you know what, we got to move it out 3 months, where I could actually go and make the product. I didn't want to have a lot of product in the market when I did switch over. I want my wholesale customers to kind of have a clean break from Fiorella to Solette. I didn't want there to be a ton. And there's still some out there now, some of my wholesale customers, because it's just the economy sucks and it's slow, and so they still have some. So I think it's good in the long run, but for me personally, I have made $0 and I have had to watch my bank account for my business go from well over 6 figures to almost non-existent, and that feeling is terrifying. I know it's a short-lived experience, but when you're spending, like literally standing at the bank and you're wiring $20,000, and maybe this isn't scary for any of you, but for me it's terrifying. Standing at the bank, wiring $20,000 at once, you know, watching it just go out of your bank account like that, literally, it's actually making me nauseous right now. Thinking about that experience, and then you have to do it like 15 times over. But basically, it's just all these new emotions, and the money is just the hardest thing. And it's not that I get into business for money, but that's how we live. We need money to pay ourselves. So I have not paid myself all year. I'm very fortunate to have saved a lot of money in my adult life, but I've also had to dip into that. And so I have had to completely change my lifestyle, and I still live very comfortably and I'm very grateful for it. But things that never worried me financially keep me up at night now. It's probably the most stressful time I've ever experienced, especially financially. It's just that the stuff I've been doing during this time period doesn't pay the bills. So that has been the hardest thing to get over, but like I said, it's only temporary. So let's just get over that, because it's just like gonna bring me down. And I'm not bringing you guys down with me, I promise. But what have I been doing during this time period? So I have filled my time as much as possible. I refuse to just sit and wait. That is not my personality. So I have done quite a bit of stuff for my business and also personal. Best part about this break is that it's given me the time to be very strategic on my new brand. I have had so much time to think, to step back from the business and social media and you guys, and give me that time to really sit with my thoughts and build a brand from scratch the way I wanted to, and not just sort of piece things together throughout, which is definitely how my first brand happened, because that's how most startups are. You're just sort of putting band-aids on things and moving along and scaling as best as you can. So this has really given me the chance to be strategic. I have read 20 business books this year. I looked back on my goals before I realized this year was going to go to hell in a handbasket. I looked back at my goals for the year, and one of them was to read 12 business books, and I was like, great, I accomplished that by like month 4 because I have had so much free time. But I've been able to put a lot of those books into work, and I share a lot of the reviews on my website. You guys can go and see them, which ones are the best ones to read and maybe not so, but either way, I've been doing a ton of reading and research, and I feel like I've gotten a master's degree with all the reading I've been doing, so that's fabulous because that's a huge time investment to just read. I know a lot of you guys don't get that chance to do that because it's just one of those things that sucks up a lot of your time. I've been able to learn a lot more about photography and specifically videography. I've taken 2 courses and I have really been practicing. I have a lot more to learn and do, but it's been really important to me this year to take that on internally. I've always loved photography, but now in the world we live in, video is becoming so much more important, and it has been over the last 5 years. So I really wanted to up my skills as far as product videos, lifestyle videos, things like that. So I have been able to take time and actually practice and make mistakes and learn new things. I definitely have a list of new gear I would like to get, but I can't afford it right now. So I'm just going to put that on the back burner. On my wish list. Maybe at the end of the year, if things go well for the launch, which they should go well for the launch, but you never know. And I just will start to expand a little bit more on that from a gear perspective. But for the stuff I have right now, I have a lot of great equipment that I've been able to utilize and practice with. So that's been great. And then personally, I've just been able to spend time with my family, with my husband and my parents. They are in their 70s. They live in Rhode Island, so like an hour and a half away. I don't get to see them all that often. And when I was working full-time at Fiorella, I was waking up in the morning and going to the studio and going back and doing the same thing every single day. And it was very hard to take time off. I could have, but I just didn't make it a priority. But this year I've been able to see my parents almost monthly, which is great. We've been able to make some memories together and really just sit and have time. That's something that I want to keep doing even once I get busy again, because life, what is life if it's not spending it with people that make you feel really good about yourself and your family? So I'm very grateful that I've been able to have that time, and yeah, it's definitely something I hope doesn't change at all, because they are getting older and you don't know. So whoa, I'm getting emotional. Okay, and then another personal benefit for this time period that I've really been working on is just being healthy. I literally didn't take care of myself. When I went from my corporate job to Fiorella, all I could think about was growing my business, and that's it. So I would cook dinner, but it wouldn't be the healthiest, and I would never work out, or I would work out for like a couple days and then give up completely because I was stressed out and tired all the time. So I've been able to really focus on my health and working out. I work out almost daily now, and I eat my plant-based diet, which I absolutely love. It just takes a lot of time to prep and prepare fruits and vegetables for every single meal. So that has really been great. I feel the best I've ever felt in the last, I don't know, 6 years. I've lost a little bit of weight. I tried to use this time to just find some brightness and benefits in it. So I'm really grateful I've had the time to be able to do some of those things. And I'm hoping a lot of the things that I've developed in this time period will actually continue on as I switch over into Solette. But yeah, I've been rambling for, I don't know, 30 minutes. So I'm sure some of it will be cut down, but I hope I answered the majority of your questions. If you guys have more, let me know. But I do plan to video. I have been videoing. I have been taking video of a lot of different things over the last few weeks. So I have quite a few videos already uploaded, ready to go. You guys will see everything behind the scenes. I plan on filming this whole experience to share with you guys, but also it's really great for me to be able to look back on some of these significant moments in my life too. So I really do want to share getting our first delivery, our launch day, all of that. So I do really plan on taking you guys behind the scenes. And I also just want to say a huge thank you to your support and and to you for being flexible and understanding and so positive and so supportive. And the messages that you miss me, I read them all, and I'm very grateful that you find so much inspiration in me. Sometimes I don't know if I'm that inspirational or not, but because you guys tell me that, I continue to make these videos and share. So just know that even though you may not see me all the time, I'm here, I'm over here, and I just wanted to say thank you because, yeah, that's all. I don't need to explain. I just wanted to say thank you, and I can't wait to share more with you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.